Hey, what's going on? So, this is Food Over People podcast. Yeah, so we'll just be starting out. Yeah, I don't do that scripted stuff. I don't do the schedule thing. It's just hey, especially since most of the people that were supposed to be on my first podcast, yeah, that's not gonna work. Yeah, this quarantine thing definitely made things a little different. Um, yeah, as none of us are basically used to this. So I'm at my place. I can't go anywhere. We had a studio lined up. We had we had everything ready, and yeah, that's not gonna work at the moment. I have a bunch of, you know, new computer coming, uh, new microphone, new everything. So it hasn't obviously arrived. So right now, my ghetto ass is basically just using my iPhone and yeah, headset. Awesome. Yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. But I kind of want to go over everything that I do want to, what we will be doing, because a lot of people have been asking in the tons of messages, whether it's Reddit, Facebook, Instagram, iFunny, all that stuff. Yeah, so basically we're going to be, talking everything food, whether it's trends, whether it's, reviews, whether it's doing some interviews with people, but it's not going to be, like I was saying at the start, it's not going to be something that's just like, oh, question answer. It's just that always bored me, and I grew up listening to Opie and Anthony, Howard Stern, Ron and Fez, all those guys who were at the top of the game in radio before podcasts even got big, and yeah, they were a big influence on me, and it was just a hangout. It was a guy talk, like, for the most part, guy talk, hangout, just, shooting the shit. Didn't just go on, just random topics, just without even, like, scheduled, without even, written, sorry. And that's how this is basically going to be. I have a lot of friends and a lot of people I know, food industry wise, close friends, acquaintances, and they're very good at what they do. Uh, I fell in love with food quick, ever since I was 3. So I've been very intrigued and, enjoyed food a lot. Every aspect of cooking it, eating it, learning about it, and, learning about as many cultures as I can about food because, when I moved to Asheville, I absolutely fell in love with Mediterranean and Middle Eastern foods. So, my palate has changed a lot. My views have changed a lot. I travel the whole country except for Hawaii and Alaska. But all I love doing is just talking to people, goofing off, joking around, and, while simultaneously learning and, eating about, the food, the whole scene around the country and, learning as much as I can. And so I wanted to do that with my terrible rambling right now. That's off sort of, not on topic, but yeah. So I kind of want to bring that, my passion and love for food, and entertainment background to try to entertain people with food. I really want to just goof off and talk about it. Just have fun, just like a natural conversation about it. Go over the topics, the underrated foods, overrated, the scenes, and try to talk to as many people as I can. Yeah, I've always wanted to do this. I should have done it way earlier, uh, but I just never got around to it, sadly, with my crazy hectic lifestyle. But yeah, so if you enjoy, people just goofing off, about food, uh, just shooting the shit, talking anything, everything about food, the stories, the dishes, the trends, the lifestyle, all that, I myself am learning still. So am I an expert? No. Do I know a good amount? Probably not, but I'm still, well, yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to come off like a douchey little yelper. I know a good amount, but, I'm still learning. And food's so subjective. So you'll get the craziest people that I've noticed, especially East Coast, I'd say. We're very protective of certain foods, especially like Italian food, like pizza. For some reason, which I get, we were absolutely stuck on the idea that, other than Italy and Sicily or whatever, if your pizza is not from New York or New Jersey, it's just trash. And it's not it's not fully true, from what I read and enough people I've talked to. Our water somehow is better, and which makes a massive difference whether you want to admit it or not, or know it or not, with the dough. And we have a lot of farms, so we get very good tomatoes. Yeah, we have a lot of good ingredients around here. And Italians came off the boat, like, in New York City way back. We're actually my grandma, grandparent, great grandparents, whatever, they came off too. Yeah, they were really they're the ones that got me into cooking. So, but yeah, New York City, New Jersey, we are obsessed with our pizza. But I'm still learning about the other foods, because I went to when I lived in North Carolina, I went to a random place called Waffle House. And yeah, one day I'll go. I'll talk about Waffle House, because yeah, you're just wrong. Yeah, well, I'll get into that. But yeah. But I know I'm ADD, rambling and talking. But yeah, so that's what's going to be happening with this. I'm talking to myself. Literally staring at a computer and my headset. So this is going to be the worst and first episode that I'm doing. So don't judge it. I promise you it's going to be entertaining. I'm going to get a few sponsors on board, some local breweries. We'll do some nice drinking and, some food, and we'll talk. We'll do some nice reviews. We'll get, once I get the studio up, we'll get a visual element so you can see the stuff. We'll get some good chefs, cooks, all male and female, all in here, because like I said, I love diversity. I love talking to everybody. There's not one type of person. I don't care about your politics, your race, religion. I want everyone in here, because that's what I do. That's what I've been used to, is just diversity. Like, I love learning about different cultures, and it bothers me that there's so many people I noticed on a bunch of apps that they look at certain foods and just bash it because it's not a cheeseburger, it's not ribs, it's not the typical American type food, which most of my audience for all the apps I use and what I do has been very American. But also because I've done some random food shows, and talks, podcasts that I talk about. It's just, I wish more people, delved into different scenes and different cultures of food. Because when I went to Asheville, North Carolina, which is a top 5 food scene in the country, which I agree with. I'd agree they have probably some of the best food in that small area. I'd agree they have the best food scene. I think the beer scene, which I think they have about 50 to 60 in and around Asheville, is takes away from the food in a way, because it's so hyper focused, and I don't like that on the beer. Because beer's good and all, but it's like that's all anyone ever wanted to do for the most part, even though I'm generalizing. But that's what I saw. That the people I hung out with and talked to, it was just, everything was beer. You could literally go to a hospital, or not a hospital. I think you could go to any store and they have local beers they would just give you to shop around with, which is brilliant, because what do you do when you're a little tipsy or drunk? What do you do when you're you spend wildly? You're not thinking straight, so you're just like, let me buy this. And yeah, the brewery scene's insane there. But as I'm delving again like an idiot and ADD as hell, Yeah, the food scene in Asheville is amazing. And when I went there, God, I have so much to talk about. When I went there in Asheville, yeah, the first place that I actually ate at, which many people are starting to learn and ask me about because I speak so highly about it, was Jerusalem Garden Cafe. And I promise you, I will talk more about that place and get into it and show you more stuff about it. But out of all the restaurants in the country, everywhere that I've ever been, I don't know what it was, but when I don't know if it was an emotional thing, but when I went there and I got this dish, the lamb shawarma, which is, you know, this nice grilled lamb, which overnight they, let sit with herbs and Greek yogurt, and I won't give all their secrets, but yeah, it was the lamb, homemade pita bread, homemade hummus with the olive oil, smoked paprika, and I think it was tabbouleh salad. Yeah, tabbouleh or tahini. I think I should know, but I haven't been there in a while. Yeah, I ate that, and it was the greatest dish, and I'm dead serious. It was the greatest dish I ever had, and I never gained a pound from eating it because it was so healthy. And all that aside, I never really had Middle Eastern food, even when traveling. I guess it didn't scare me. I wasn't like, oh, Middle East, fuck that. No, it was more of I didn't know about it. I was learning. What food do you mostly see that's advertised to you, towards you? Sorry, and you see burgers, you see barbecue, you see mac and cheese. That's all you see on like certain food porn accounts, billboards, magazines, or sorry, local magazines anyway. And it's all it's talked about. But I started delving into so many different cultures in, especially Asheville, because I did try a lot all over the place. But Asheville, yeah, it made me rethink a lot of things about how I look at food, what I think about it, what goes into it, and it's on a different level because they use all local stuff like that people make there. So it was like its own community because all the local beers places would do deals with the restaurants and put their stuff in. All local cheese places and bread places and bakeries would all do deals with each other and have their foods together. And there was never a rivalry. There was never like hate, it was kind of cool. It was different. But going there, yeah, it made me realize there's so many different foods that like you have no idea about. And yeah, you may think like, as people know, I love brisket. I love, chorizo, which I love Mexican food. But yeah, there's so many foods I love. But going there, I just tried everything, many different, many different dishes. And even though it's not authentic, which for some reason people are so obsessed with it having to be, a motherland dish, no one's saying it's authentic, but it's still great food, whether it's authentic or not. It's really, really good food. And, a lot of people get stuck up on their pride and heritage and, whatnot. But, that's what I love about this country is there's so many people from different backgrounds, whether they travel, whether they move here, whether they're just learning, they make great dishes. And it's awesome, I think, finding someone from like an Italian background and wants to cook like American food, or Cuban background that want to do Mexican food, or Asian background that wants to do make pizza. Like I'm all for it. I know certain dishes get hate, but I just don't. I'll never get it. I'll never understand the hate that you see all over Reddit and other sites. But I'm all for trying anything, and I'm pretty sure I have more passion, which sounds arrogant and stupid, but than most people, but about food. But that's all I think about, write about, talk about, care about, and never once have I ever hated something so much or hated someone for wanting to try something to be different. And literally, if we stuck just to regular traditional food or basic foods, we would have the most boring dinners and palates. And it's cool seeing people want to make new things and do new things and try new things. So I wouldn't shame anyone on that. And, don't, because how do you think most of the great dishes you've, ever had were formed and made? Was just, it came from something, the traditional or old, boring, whatever it is. And they thought, hey, how can I make this even better? And that's what they did. So don't ever, don't ever feel bad about trying to make something new or trying something new, just because it's hated. Like, no, just go for it. Yeah, it's definitely, I definitely promote that. But like I said, I'm rambling, so don't judge. I'm an idiot. I just love food. So I have like 500 stories, and I'm literally just talking to myself. I'm not Bill Burr or Joe Rogan. I can't talk by myself that well, with especially in the setup I'm at and the visuals I don't have. So this is going to be the most ADD, stupid, terrible first episode that I'll ever do. Which then again will be the only first episode I do. Again, stupid. Yeah, but the quarantine's crazy, and I did want to go over some foods that you possibly can make. Because why not? I mean, you're trying to save. The stores near me aren't running out. I'm in New Jersey, and nice suburbs. So I guess we're not dealing with the craziness that like cities are, or highly populated areas. Yeah, so I'm not sure what's going on with everyone else, but it's not bad here. Yeah, but I guess some food. I mean, the foods I've been eating is honestly like turkey chili, which is literally just turkey with black beans, brown rice, veggies, and just like all cooked up. I mean, and you just make a ton of it, and it's easy, simple. Turkey's not cheap, or sorry, turkey is cheap. Black beans, you know, any type of bean you want, brown rice, it's all cheap. You don't have to get organic, always veggies. Like, you don't have to get organic everything. That's a massive misconception. And most organic stuff you get is just, it's just a lie. I mean, I don't know. That's another topic to get into. The massive scams that go on in the food industry, especially with meats and whatnot. So, and the GMO free stuff. We'll get into that. Don't worry. That's a whole thing. But yeah, buy cheap, make big portions. That's basically what I'm trying to get at. Just get your carbs in. Eat healthy. Don't buy all the Chef Boyardee canned stuff. That's just tons and tons of sodium, and you're just gonna get fat from it and unhealthy. And that's not where you want to be, especially in this, because not many people want to go outside and do many things. So you kind of want to steer away from that. Yeah, because I did for the most part. But there's times I'm going to eat something bad. Not crazy bad, but yeah, it's going to be different. Yeah. I don't know too many things. I don't know. I just get meat, like, honestly, get some quick meat, like, get some quick protein, and just add beans and brown rices and, some veggies, and, make sure you add some nice herbs to it too. And you don't need, crazy amounts of sauces. You don't need, barbecue sauce to make something good. That's just a ton of sugar. You don't need ketchup for it as well. There's more sugar. You don't need it. So just be smart with your choices. Another thing, oatmeal is my fucking lifesaver. Get oatmeal. And it may taste bad to you, but spruce it up. Is that the right word? Yeah. So I guess spruce it up with some peanut butter or almond butter and some like hemp seed or chia seed, that's what I'm living off of right now. I have a lot of food, but I'm being smart and saving, my essentials and good stuff. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to be basically eating. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, just eat that type of stuff. I mean, there's not much, I wish I had more input on this, but I don't know what my friends are asking me all the time what to eat, and, texting me how to cook stuff, and I don't know what to tell them what to eat. It's just, you eat what you can, make some soups, chicken noodle soup, and just make a ton and throw it in the freezer, in the fridge. Eating healthy at this time it's depending where you live, your financial status, and, whether you're with your parents or not or whatever, just, conserve, eat less. I eat around like 1,000, 1,200 calories or something. Just, if you're working out all the time, obviously you need more calories, but, you know, we don't know how long this is going to last. We don't know the longevity, of everything and how much food there's going to be. You don't want to get sick, so you don't really want to go out. So you just buy bulk and, just get a ton of beans, get a ton of beans and a ton of rice and some quick protein and oatmeal. You'll be good. You don't stop getting ramen. You don't need ramen it doesn't even taste good. You're just eating salt. It's just stupid. None of that's going to make you healthy. It's going to, in the long run, just really ruin you. So try to get away from that. I know I guess it's dumb to say because everyone's going to be like, oh, I don't have enough money. It's like, yeah, that doesn't mean anything. I'm not filthy rich and at all, obviously. And, you can buy a good amount of stuff and it doesn't have to be pricey. Just be smart with it. I don't know. I'm looking at messages right now. What should I eat? And I have no friggin' idea. I mean, for long run, I'm just saying buy, like I said, buy a lot of beans, buy a lot of brown rice, all cheap, bulky stuff. You can get a giant bag of, like a 5-pound bag of rice, probably for, I don't know, $10, $8. I don't even know. Those small bags cost like 80 cents. Season it. Get some lime. Get some, I don't know, chives. Get whatever you can. A little salt and pepper in there. I don't know. Just keep adding things. You want it to be, it doesn't have to be, crazy nutritious or cheap. Just make it fill yourself up so you're good. This isn't no apocalypse type stuff we're going through. It's just a little crazy sickness, and we're figuring this out because, obviously this virus is, is it worse? I guess, because it's new. Have people freaked out like this and overbought and hoarded shit over regular flu and all the other viruses? No. So that's why I'm confused and weirded out as well. So I have no idea what's going on, but yeah. I know I was getting asked about my overrated, underrated foods. Now that I remember, what I was thinking about that stuff, and I'll tell you this because I'm going to go into it more, but I'll give you quick answers. I'll give you three foods. I'm pretty sure you can think to yourself your 3 foods that are most overrated. I'll give you 3. And I'm not going to go into depth about one of them because that's a whole episode that I want to go into, and I want to get the people from where it's from and people close by about my opinion on this because I will stand by it, I will argue it to death, and I will fight the whole friggin' state about it. I think Philly cheesesteaks are absolutely one of the most overrated sandwiches and foods in this country on the whole East Coast. And a bullet's going to fly by my friggin' window for me saying that, but I don't care. I think Philly cheesesteaks are just... And I'm talking about the basic, fake cheese, American cheese, the fake American cheese, the Cheese Whiz, the terribly grilled, pepper and onions and mushrooms. It's just possibly sometimes mayo with a cheap bread. And it's like, get the fuck out of here. It is just... It's why in Philly, they all die at 40. I remember, I like Philly. It's actually a very highly underrated, speaking of underrated, Philly has a very, very highly underrated food scene. Their food trucks are awesome. They're actually really good. The restaurants, some of the quality restaurants, which I'll go into that, like I said, one day. They have really good food. But you don't hear about it because everyone has to yell about their friggin' cheesesteaks. And I get it if you have, you're drunk or you're stoned and you're like, oh, I need a cheesesteak. Does it taste good? Sure. But when you break it down and you're sober, most of them are just garbage. They're just not good. It's just basic like steakum style steaks with, like I said, fake cheeses, and it's just not that good. Like I said, I'm talking too much about it, so I'll go into that another time about the Philly cheesesteaks, because yeah, screw them. Let's see, now they're overrated. Uh, I'd say avocado toast. I don't know how that became. I remember my favorite chef, one of my favorite chefs, who was actually a slight, newer friend, Chef Carl Ruiz, who was a massive inspiration to me, who, I was able to meet a few times, which was really cool. And yeah, he was talking about avocado toast and how it was basically, he met some lady that was a chef. It was like, yeah, I'm the one who invented avocado toast, and he was basically like, gives a shit. It's who cares? Is it good? Sure. Should you be charging $14 for 2 pieces of toast with avocado spread and some random seeds and stuff on it? That's just the dumbest. What a dumb, popular, trendy invention that just people think they should be paying $14-15 for. Like, that should be a $5 to $6, like $5 to $7 item. Like, avocados, you buy in a ton, which you're paying basically like 10 cents for a giant load of them. And if you go to a store, they're like $1 or $2 each. It's again, I'll get into more of that, but avocado toast, 100% overrated, along with the Philly cheesesteak. And my last one, I'm only going to make this podcast like 30 minutes. So I'm not going to, like I said, quick, ADD, stupid, random, very amateur, because I don't have all the stuff I need or the people. Yeah, again. Third item. Jeez. I'm trying to think. Honestly, anything from Taco Bell. That place, if you go on Reddit, there is tons of people in the Taco Bell thread that are just like, oh my God, I had this gordita crunch, blah, blah, and I didn't have Taco Bell, no joke, till like a year ago. And I tried probably 10 things on the menu, just a few bites each, just to be like, okay, what is this? Because I'm used to, authentic Mexican food. I don't mess around with Mexican food, which, as people who do know me, Mexican food's like a big influence and a big thing in my life. I love it. It is so underrated in this country, where people think Taco Bell's like represents Mexican food, where it represents what flavor and taste should be. It's not even on the same level. But hey, I have a Mexican friend. His name is Dan, who, not an argument, but I was saying how authentic tacos, should be the only taco, which is stupid to say, but it is true. Real tacos, I love to death. And he's like, oh, well, why not both? Why not have a hard taco too from Taco Bell? It's just like, they're trash. It's garbage. Like, adding cheese to your taco is stupid. Adding all the sour cream and tomatoes and lettuce, that is the most boring, worthless stuff you can add to it. Go to a real authentic Mexican place, and you have almost, I think it's like 8 or 9 different, meats. So al pastor, you have chorizo, which is absolutely my favorite. It's carne asada, the spicy chicken. There's so many different meats to add, and it's so good. Which is, I will stand by always saying, if your meat tastes good, you don't need a sauce. You just don't. And most people don't realize that. But all you need other than that is maybe a little salsa, not even, and some fresh cut up onions and cilantro. Like, that's really all you need, and that's how good it is. And yeah, a lot of people don't realize, like, that's a very good taco. Yes, authentic Mexican tacos are just unbelievable. But Taco Bell, yeah, anything from Taco Bell, just overrated. I don't care what you say. I don't care about your college diet. Go fuck yourself. It's not good. It's not. But again, I won't hate you for it. I won't dislike you. Because that's not what I'm about on this, or, for what I'm trying to get more people to be about. If you like something, go ahead. I don't care. I'll make fun of it. I'll joke about it. But I'll never fully judge you, dismiss your opinion on it, because, that's what you know. That's how you feel. And a lot of people are used to what they're only used to and don't delve into different scenes and foods or cook. So that's, if that's all someone knows, like if someone eats at Cracker Barrel and they're like, yeah, man, this is the best country gravy I ever had, blah, blah. And I'm sitting there like, this is like the TGI Fridays of Southern food. It's not good. Is it? I mean, is it okay? Like, sure. I'll go there with people, but I'm not gonna I'll never reach out to go there and take someone out or go with a bunch of friends unless someone asks me. Even then, I'm like, eh. Like, it's a cool scene. I think it's one of the best restaurants in a sense of, not food. Don't jump to a conclusion. Hold on. I'm saying I love the fact that it has a giant fireplace. It has a little store with all like old school toys and candies and all that stuff. I don't eat candy, but it's cool in that aspect. It's a very like warming and comforting feeling when you go in. I think that's cool. But the food is, it's not good. But yeah, again, if that's all the person knows is Cracker Barrel for their country gravy and biscuits and all that, it's no one knows that. No one really knows what goes into their food. Like when you go to Applebee's, TGI Fridays, Chili's, all those places, that is all basically microwave food that was frozen in bags, and they just serve it. You might get a quick sear. You might throw it on I'm pretty sure, from what I remember being told and learned, that the majority of food, like over 90%, is just microwaved in a bag. Certain things you may have to toast. Certain things, like I said, you may have to sear. But I don't even know if those grill marks are real. You can literally fake those grill marks. Or they pre-grill it real quick and just throw it in a bag and they microwave it. I don't argue with people anymore about that. If it's what they love, hey man, that's what you love. But if you're willing to learn, just like I still am learning and want to, and, know a good amount, I mean, I'll help you. Like, come with me. I've taken many people away from, certain places that knew nothing about food and don't understand it, or, what certain cultures are, like real Cuban food and real Middle Eastern food, Mexican food. There's just real Greek food. So many people, most people don't even know how to pronounce gyro. They say gyro still. And they fucked up so much because I go to Greek places. And when I say gyro, they're like, oh, gyro. I'm like, no, gyro, what do you mean? It's just like, everything's confusing. But, yeah, that's all I'm going to do. I don't know. It's all drives me crazy. I'm losing my mind in this. But, like I said, I want to do around 30 minutes just to give you, just to tell you what I want to do. It's really going to be way more goofing off and joking around when I get more people. So, I'm not Bill Burr. I can't make this funny like he does and just goof off. I'm not in the right mindset. Studio, isn't ready, so I have to get new stuff. But, yeah. So, we will figure out more. And, I kind of want to do more than once a week. I kind of want to do twice a week podcast. I will let you know. I'm not sure, like I said, what's going to happen. But, yeah, so that'll be it. I only, a little talk, a little rambling. I'm actually surprised I did 30 plus minutes because I do tend to talk a lot, but by myself I don't. Yeah, so that's what it's going to be. We're going to have way more people. It's going to be really goofing off, joking around, trying, a lot of drinks, a lot of food, stories, topics, do some interviews, some cool stuff. I have a lot of giveaways and contests I have planned. So I promise you, if you listen, you're going to end up having a pretty good time, I think. I'm just, like I said, I'm figuring this out as well. Even I know what I have to do, but at the moment I can't. So, yeah, this is Food Over People. I'm Maddie, and thanks for listening.